Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss the next lecture from the topic Natural Products Part 2 presented by me. In the last lecture we have discussed about the definition of the natural products along with its isolation. In this isolation we have seen about 3 to 4 methods, okay, such as solvent extraction and the extraction of a lard, okay. Here an extraction of a plant sources from the plant sources by using the essential oil, okay. Along with this we have also seen some properties, common characteristics of the natural products. In the today's lecture we are going to discuss the general methods of structure determination of terpenoids. In the general methods, there are total methods of points is equal to 10. That is, first is molecular formula of terpenoids. Second is nature of oxygen atoms. Third is about unsaturation. Fourth is about dehydrogenation. Fifth is oxidative degradation products. Sixth is number of rings. Seventh is dehydration. Eighth is spectroscopic studies, ninth is X-ray studies, and 10th is about synthesis. So let us start the general methods for structure determination of terpenoids from one by one. Okay. Now, the first point is about molecular formula. In this molecular formula, it can be determined by using the four methods. Which are the four methods? First is about qualitative method. Second is about quantitative method. Third is about mass spectroscopy. And fourth is about the measurement of specific rotation. The molecular formula can be found by using the qualitative and quantitative method. Already we have seen in the practicals. But in the last same we have seen about the mass spectroscopy. By using mass spectroscopy, one can find out the molecular weight determination. Okay. If the optical active terpenoid is present, there is a necessary of a measurement of a specific rotation. Next point is nature of the oxygen atom. Presence of oxygen atom in different functional groups can be determined by following test. Presence of alcoholic group. It is indicated by forming the acetates with acetic anhydrides and benzoyl chloride. Here, alcohol when reacts with this acetic anhydride, there is formation of a acetate, okay, and elimination of a one molecule of a acetic acid. When this alcohol on reaction with 3,5 benzoyl chloride, here the formation of 3,5 dinitrobenzoate with elimination of a HCl. Here one care should be taken that is the nature of hydroxy group is revealed by rate of esterification. Okay, primary alcohols undergo esterification more readily than the secondary and tertiary alcohols. Okay. Now, the next point is that is about the presence of carbonyl group. Here, the formation of products, whether it is a crystalline one or a not, one can determine the presence of a carbonyl group by using the formation of adducts such as oxime, phenylhydrazine and bisulfite, which confirms the presence of carbonyl group. If the hydroxyl amine reaction with compound containing carbonyl group, there is a formation of a oxime. If the carbonyl compound reacts with phenylhydrazine, there is formation of a phenylhydrazone. And if the compound contains carbonyl group on reaction with sodium bisulfite, there is formation of sodium bisulfite derivative. Either of one of these products or adducts confirms in the reaction that there is a presence of a carbonyl group. Next, that is the carbonyl group, whether it is a aldehyde or ketone. Simple thing is that when the compound contains the aldehyde group, it forms a carboxylic acid, but it contains same number of carbon atoms. This situation cannot happen in case of a ketone because ketone on oxidation forms a mixture of acids containing lesser number of a carbon atoms. For example, see the reaction. This is of aldehyde. On reaction oxidation, it will give rise to a carboxylic acid. This is a ketone. On oxidation, gives rise to a mixture of different carboxylic acids. Now, next point is about unsaturation. Unsaturation is determined by the addition products with reagents like hydrogen, halogen acids, HX, and nitrosyl chloride, which is also called as a Tilden's reagent. First of all, we must know what is meant by unsaturation. Unsaturation means presence of a double bond or triple bond in the structure. Okay, now see the reactions. Presence of a double bonds. Here, 1 mole of hydrogen for each double bond between carbon and carbon. This is a formula because in the compounds containing a olefinic linkage on hydrogenation, it will give rise to structure of disease. Okay. Now, if the compound contains the double bond, it will undergo the reaction with Tilden's reagent. There is formation of this compound. Also, the compounds containing double bond, on the reaction of this, there is formation of a epoxide ring. Also, the number of moles of halogen acids such as HX absorbed by the one molecule is equal to number of double bonds. That is HX is equal to how many numbers? 1, 2 or 3. There is number of formation of double bonds is equal to 1, 2 or 3. Here the reaction is like this. Olefinic linkage plus halogen acids gives rise to these vicinal compounds. That is here Markovnikov's rule is also obeyed. Next. Dehydrogenation. Dehydrogenation means removal of a hydrogen molecule. Terpenoids on gets converted into an aromatic compound, which is what? That is of by using, when we take the alpha terpineol example, on dehydration gives a known compound that is known as a parasaccharide with a reagent like a selenium element. Here, dehydrogenation is carried out by heating the compound with sulfur, selenium, palladium, zinc, and the products are then examined to know the skeletal structure and the position of the sides. According to the above reaction, the terpineol contains the carbon skeleton as like this. Okay. Thus, by using this test, one can determine the carbon skeleton. Next, oxidative degradation products. Here, it is used for establishing the structure of terpenoids. For oxidative degradation, the reagents are like this. First is CrO3, sodium hypobromide, osmonium tetroxide, nitric acid, lead tetraacid, and peroxy acids. By using the study of oxidative degradation products, we can easily find out the position of double bonds and the primary, secondary, tertiary alcohols present in the compound. First of all, we take the test with a alkaline KMnO4 or a osmonium tetroxide. If the compounds contain double bond, it gives rise to a diol on reaction with alkaline KMnO4 or osmonium tetroxide. This is a disubstituted alkene on reaction of this is in KMnO4, it will give rise to a formation of a diol. While the trisubstituted olefin gives rise to a ketone and the acids. Here one must think to be remember in mind that primary and secondary alcohols are oxidized to acids while tertiary alcohols does not oxidize to acids by using a KMnO4 and osmonium tetroxide. Now which reagent is required for their oxidation? See here. Next is about degradation products. Here chromium trioxide, it is very useful strong oxidizing agent for the oxidation of a tertiary alcohol. Next is a ozone. Terpenoids reacts with ozone to yield carbonyl compounds which are helpful to know the position of a double bond. While the terminal alkanes gives rise to formaldehyde as one of the products. Tetrasubstituted alkanes gives rise to a diketones. Here, alkanes forms epoxide with performic acids which hydrolysis gives rise to a diol. Here, the next point is about number of rings. By knowing the general formula for parent alkane, it is possible to know the number of rings present in a terpenoid molecule as follows. Here I am giving to you the general formula for parent alkane from CnH2n plus 2 to what? That is the CnH2n plus H2n CnH2n minus 2, CnH2n minus 4, CnH2n minus 6. And the type of ring structure is like this, that is acyclic, monocyclic, bicyclic, tricyclic and tetracyclic. Okay. For example, limonene C10H16 absorbs the two moles of hydrogen, means that it has a monocyclic structure. Next, spectroscopy studies. These spectroscopy methods are used to confirm the structure of terpenoids and their degradation products. These methods are, first is about UV spectroscopy. It is used for the detection of conjugation in terpenoids. Also, it is used for making the differentiating between cis and trans isomer, as trans isomer has got the lambda max value is equal to higher one. Next is about IR spectroscopy. It is used for detecting the presence of a hydroxyl group, also as a oxo group. Also for distinguishing between cis and trans isomer. Also used for quantitative measurements, that is for determination of number of methyl groups. Next is spectroscopy is about NMR and mass spectroscopy. Already all spectroscopies we have seen in detail in a semester 5. Therefore, I can't stress with this. In illustrating the structure of a citral, I am giving to stress on these spectroscopies. NMR is used for detection of identification of double bonds, number of rings, orientation of methyl groups with structure determination and molecular weight was found out by the mass spectroscopy. Next, but last one is that is X-ray analysis and synthesis. After going through all the points above, the last point is about X-ray analysis. It is helpful for elucidating structure and stereochemistry of the terminals. Last point is what? After going through these points, if we have the structure, whether it is correct or not, it can be synthesized by confirmation, synthesized by or confirmed by using its synthesis. Thus, we have seen all the general methods or general criteria for the elucidation of a structures. Okay, thank you.